just in time for another episode of In The Crosshairs, your definitive source for all things sports betting. I'm Ali Melendez, and I am just so freaking happy that you're all here because we have sports to talk about. That's right. NFL is in the heat of the season. We have World Series Game 6 tonight. NCAA football is getting off the ground. The Masters is just a few weeks away. JD's very excited about that. And of course, sports are just in the air. Smells lovely. And to talk about those sports we love so much, I am joined by some of the Line Sniper team. As always, today we have America's sports betting sweetheart, Mr. Joey Knish. Knish, how did the weekend treat you? I mean, obviously, did you clean up in the NCAA market again?
Allie, what's happening here? I got my little Knish Jr. here helping me handicap this week. So we got a little guest surprise here, so I'm helping out. So whenever I'm, we got a little bit of, NFL, we got World Series, we got it all going on, and then I'll run it by the pooch, and we'll make sure it's all good over here.
You know what, Knish? I have to say, you brought a puppy in. You know we're playing The Moneyline is Right later. You brought the puppy in so that you could try to win us over. We see your strategy.
If you want to slide me the answers, maybe we go to the dog park after. That's all I'm saying. I'm just, a little.
Obviously, you'll get to flex your football knowledge and your very cute dog in just a bit, Joey. But before that, we got to introduce the other man on the bench for today. It is our local boy, Sam Dusenberry. Sam, how's it going, bud?
Allie, I was in such a great mood until the pooch showed up. I can't compete with a pooch. I mean, no heads up from Joey at all. I could have went and grabbed someone's pooch in my building. But as always, it's always great to see you. Great to be part of Line Sniper and be part of the show. But Joey's already batting 1,000. I mean, how can I compete?
Goodness. I know, boys. Whew, enough about the pooch talk. That can get us in trouble. I hope that you are ready because I have a list of questions to ask you and a whole set of games that I want to talk about. And we're about to jump right into that right now. But before we do, I just want to remind you guys that if you want even more of this excellent sports betting content, check us out on YouTube, Line Sniper HQ. And if you want to see live reactions, even more best bets, or of course ask us a question, well, just find us on social media at Line Sniper HQ. And if you do ask us a question there, we'll have one of these guys answer it right here live on the show, which is really, really cool. So nice and interactive there. But enough self-promotion for now. I want to talk about America's favorite pastime, baseball. The World Series so far has been pretty back and forth, and I mean that literally. Game 1 went to the Dodgers, Game 2 to the Rays, and just doing that same cycle since then. But tonight, it is Game 6. Now, in that back and forth, tonight's game should go to the Rays, technically, if it's in the same cycle. But we all know that the Dodgers really want to just close this out and not go on to Game 7. So, guys, well, let's start this off. Can the Dodgers finish it off tonight, or are we seeing a Game 7 tomorrow night? Sam, why don't you start us off this week?
Well, look, the series is over. Joey had a good run with those Rays. He knocked out the Yankees. He rode the wave of Brett Boone going Joe Girardi when it comes to over-managing. But the buck stops with Dave Roberts, Mookie Betts, and the rest of that LA Dodgers pitching rotation in that long lineup, that long-ass lineup. Let's go ahead and keep that all the way real. I think the Rays have done a good job getting it to this far, but the Dodgers have been the most talented team, the most deepest team, and the best team in all of baseball since the jump. So I think tonight, Lakers in 6, we get the coronation of the Dodgers in 6. Joey, I know you're probably going to go Rays here, but you can't deny what the Dodgers have been able to do to go up 3-2.
No, listen, Sam, I mean, it's I like how you tied that in there, that correlation, of the Lakers and Dodgers. It's a nice story. Unfortunately, you're incorrect. And so that's why, listen, Uncle K told you the Dodgers were going to win the series. He told you it was going to be a longer series. He told you that LA was going to come through. However, not tonight. It's a Game 7 is when the Dodgers come through. Sam, you're just a game early. I don't blame you, baby. But listen, Dodgers, great team. All the championship flair, they'll win it in the end. However, as we know, it's a Rays bet tonight. They've got the better starter. I like Snell. They've got the deeper pen. I think the Dodgers tonight, they're gonna, I'm gonna even say it. I think the Rays run away with it tonight. You see some Dodger, and they're gonna be loaded up for saying Game 7. They've got Kershaw ready for Game 7. They've got Dustin May ready for Game 7. They've got Bewley ready for Game 7. This Dodgers, it's all lined up for a Dodgers in 7, but it's lined up for a Rays Game 6 tonight. I like the Rays tonight. This line is too high. There's some plus 120 out there. I think they win. I think you could argue that this should be right around a pick here with the Rays having the deeper pitching, the deeper bullpen. They're going to go in tonight being the better side on the mound. I'll take that all day at plus money. Give me the Rays.
Uh-oh, we already have a little disagreement from the boys here. Joe even had to put his dog down just to get serious, get focused. Now, I'm getting flashbacks to last week with James and Knish here, but Sam says, go Dodgers run line. Knish says, look for the Rays and the back and forth to just keep going. So let's look at this World Series matchup a little closer, narrow in a bit. Snell is on the mound once again for the Rays, and of course, you have all the big position players, Mookie Betts, Bellinger, Diaz, etc. Who do you guys see shining tonight? And do you see anything in the player props market that you can work with? Now, Knish, go ahead and take the lead on this one.
Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to flip the script on the production team because what I've submitted isn't what I'm going with. Listen, I was going to go Blake Snell and take the under on strikeouts. However, the line posted for Gonsolin afterwards, and so we're going to see some, Dodgers highlights here. But I'm throwing them off the scent here. I'm going Gonsolin over. Okay, basically Roberts came out and said he's looking at him as a traditional starter tonight. So even though I think Snell under strikeouts around 6.5 is a good bet, the better bet was once they posted this line around 3.5 for Gonsolin strikeouts, that he's going to come in and potentially, as long as he doesn't get in any major trouble, go 5 or 6 innings per Dave Roberts. As we said, they are saving it all up for Game 7. And if they can win tonight, great, but they'll be loaded on the mound for Game 7. So to me, as long as he's not getting crushed, he's going to go 5 or 6 innings. Take the over 3.5. I'm already seeing that shoot up. I'm seeing 4.5 somewhere, but there's 3.5 a lot of places. Take the over on strikeouts, Tony Gonsolin tonight. I like that a lot. And I think if Roberts is true to his word, he's going to go 4 or 5 innings, which should be enough to cash that one. So that's my favorite of the night. I like both strikeout props, but I like that one a little better.
Well, for me, LA is going to do this tonight. They're going to do it for Kobe and Gigi. They're going to do it for Nipsey. It's going to be an LA thing. And if you heard the first bit with the run line, take that over 1.5 run line. You got to go to just a simple thing. Will the home team bat in the bottom of the ninth? Dodgers are the home team tonight. If they're going the way I think it, they won't have to bat in the bottom of the ninth because they're going to be wrapping this up with Jensen on the mound in the top of the ninth. So for me, take that answer, yes or no. The answer to me is a resounding no at plus 110. So for me, I think the Dodgers make it a clean sweep with both bets. Run line, take that. Yes or no. Will the home team be batting in the ninth? That is the Dodgers. Nope, because they'll be popping that champagne by the time the top of the ninth is done.
That has to be the first time we've gotten a team to not bat prop on the show. So look at Sam D diving deep on the props market. I like it a lot, gentlemen. Now, the World Series will start Game 6 in just a few hours, but let's put baseball down for now. Sorry, David Cohn, you're going down for now. And, of course, we got to talk about some football. Now, Knish, I know you've had a pretty solid NCAA football season with the exception of last week's pick of the Gamecocks over LSU. That'll show you to not bet on Chris's alma mater. All right, exactly, but whatever. Let's, of course, rebound if we can and get you back to it. You're still crazy positive for the season. Keep those vibes high. Tell us what you're looking at this week in the college ball scene, Joey.
No, and I'll tell you what, ones that this is an absolute we saw Nebraska, Wisconsin, the line come out around 10.5. I loved it there. Then word drops that Mertz has the COVID, has got the Rona, and they confirmed it today. So not only is Wisconsin's starter out, not only is Wisconsin's backup quarterback Jack Cohn out, he's also hurt. Not only is Wisconsin's third string quarterback Wolf also tested positive for COVID, they are on their fourth string quarterback, a guy who was probably, like on the team because his, dad's a booster or something like that, or they're going to be running cat. This is out there, DraftKings still around 3.5, Nebraska plus 3.5. Bet that. This is going to close. Pick, I think even Nebraska closes a small favorite. Whatever, if you can get Nebraska plus 3 or better, I see it at DraftKings, Canby, whatever shop you got at that. Need to bet that. You need to bet that right now. Take some money line. Wisconsin is going to be running out there. I mean, I could play. If I still had some eligibility, I'd probably be, playing a few quarters for Wisconsin this weekend. Wisconsin is in big trouble. They're totally amped with the Rona at the quarterback position. They've got nobody left. Nebraska, whatever you can get on anything +3 or better, take it now. Don't even wait to, wait till the end of the show because we want the rating. But then after the show's over, then go get yourself as much Nebraska as you possibly can.
Shout out to the 50. So I'm glad that the Pooch has made it into the shot because I'm going with a dog. I'm going with Texas over Oklahoma State because right now the Texas Longhorns are going under a transition. And it's not just Tom Herman and his staff. It's the players have stood up for themselves and they have been galvanizing as a group. They've had some impressive victories and even in defeat, they have not looked bad in defeat. So this Texas team, which has a lot of talent, it's Texas, right? So there's always talent in Texas, but they needed a new coach. They got Tom Herman. He's established with a couple of recruiting classes. I think the Longhorns pull the upset and get the OK State Cowboys up out the paint, number 6 in the nation. I'm rolling with Herman.
You do know, Sam, who has an Oklahoma State future on this program. You do know who has an Oklahoma State Big 12 championship future.
One loss won't hurt. You'll be fine. I think this weekend, it's about more than just football. It's about the fact that these players have united, and Tom Herman, which is rare amongst college football coaches, has backed his players. So I think they reward that confidence in them by getting him his biggest W at the helm of Texas University.
Look at these Moneyline cold shots by Joey and Sam. Looking on the upside of Nebraska and Texas this week. And of course, you chose games within 30 minutes of each other. So I guess I'll just have to spend my Saturday channel flipping. Thank you, boys. So much fun. But beyond college, we have the big leagues, gentlemen. We've got some Thursday night football to talk about. We got a battle down in the South. It's Atlanta versus Carolina. We have the 1-5 Falcons against the 3-3 Panthers at the Bank of America Stadium in Charlotte. The lines are obviously, favoring the Panthers, but honestly, not by a ton. I saw some money lines in the -140. The point spread is around 2 or 2.5. I think there might be some cash left to sneak out this Thursday's matchup. But why don't you guys tell me? Sam, take us through this one first.
Well, look, first of all, both these teams suck. They're trash, right? So, but the main thing is both of them don't play defense. So there's going to be, for me, a lot of points. And looking at that number for the total, that 49, I think there's some great value there to hammer that over. Normally for a Thursday night game, you take the under because both teams are coming off a short week or going into a short week. But I think here with just these two defenses on the field, these two QBs playing at a relatively high level, I think you can hit that over at 49 and get some great value there. So, Joey, I know how you move. These two teams are very suspect. Let me know what you got in mind.
Sam, listen, you had the underdog thing right, just the wrong segment, because we're going with the Dirty Birds here, baby. We're going to hot Atlanta. I can't believe there were some juice 3s out there earlier. I bet 3 -120. I would still take it 2.5. I would still take the money line. Getting the better team in the Falcons with some plus money. I don't buy, we've talked about it on the show all year, that there's not much home field advantage this year. Atlanta, again, they have been so absurdly unlucky this year to be sitting here at 1-5. It's just insanity. You could make a case this team should be like 4-2 and contending for the division lead here. They lost Dan Quinn. Everything has gone wrong for the Falcons. This Panthers defense is listen. This Panthers defense is the worst passing defense in the entire football league. Worse than the Cowboys. I don't want to even hear it anymore. Give me the Falcons. Give me them outright. Give me the points. Give me them in every way. I'm going to tease some Falcons up everywhere. Listen, don't get me wrong. I like the overplay. I think it's a nice play. I think it's a cute play. It's not the play, though. The play is on the Falcons to win. I'm telling you what. It's one of my favorite NFL plays of the season so far this year. Falcons, points, money line, all the way.
All right, so Knish and Sam want a high-scoring game. that has the Falcons on top, yeah? Or at least, just not losing by more than 3. I personally want to babysit Knish's dog, but we all might not be able to get what we want, right? And so we'll just have to see what happens on Thursday. And aside from Carolina and Atlanta, we still have plenty of good-looking matchups, this weekend to talk about. We got Raiders against Browns, Cowboys against Eagles, fighting for the first in the NFC East. And of course, the Jets are against the Chiefs, which means that if you have the Jets 0-16 future, well, you gotta be pretty happy there. But guys, what are we thinking here for the weekend? What team is gonna bring you a nice chunk of change, and who are we fading? Joey, got any hot takes?
Well, I mean,
yes.
you can hear the dog speaking
Coach
up there
some.
because they listen. Of course, yeah, she knows I got the hot take. She knows I'm coming, and she's a Lions fan, and that's why we're going with the Detroit Football Lions. You know it. I feel sorry for her. She's gonna get a new bone over the weekend once we win so much money on cash this Lions ticket, Sammy baby. Listen, Lions +3. They're playing better football. They changed up the scheme a little bit, and here's what the thing. Phillip Rivers is toast. Toast. I don't even want to hear it. Toast. And so to me, this is a Colts team that shouldn't be laying 3 points on the road in this situation. I think they're going to get some pieces back in the secondary. The offense is playing better. As long as they can, old man Adrian Peterson can set out for a few carries and we can get some of these young, talented guys in the Lions. I like the Lions plus the points a lot. It's another great tease-up game. You can get it through, if you're sitting at 2.5 or 3, you can get it through the 3. You can get it through the 7. You're getting, the home team over a touchdown. I like the Lions in a lot of ways this weekend. I think the Colts were highly overvalued to start the year. They played like 4 of the 5 worst teams in football to start the year. Rivers doesn't have it. They're dealing with injuries on offense. Spence is overrated. Give me the Leos, baby. Detroit first, everybody. Give me the +3 money line as well. Sprinkle that one, too. We'll be on the Lions this weekend. Me and Lex over here.
Wow. I mean, look, the spread I can see, but money line, the Lions are always going to line. But I do want to talk about one of your other favorite teams. For me going forward, whoever is playing the Dallas Cowgirls, you want to ride them like the stallion that the Cowgirls defense makes them out to be. That's what you want to do. So this weekend, it is the Philadelphia Eagles. While maybe beset by injuries, maybe on 3rd, 4th string offensive linemen and DBs, it doesn't matter because the Cowboys are that putrid on defense. And I think somebody on this very show called that about 7 or 8 weeks ago, but whatever. But yes, the Dallas Cowboys, you want to take that and just take whoever that's going and do the over. So this week it's the Eagles. We're going to go over that number at 43.5. I think Wentz lights them up. Your man Andy Dalton is even going to play. Who's his kid they found off the street? It's a mess in Dallas. Hammer that awful defense. Take the over from here on out against the Dallas Cowboys.
Okay. So let me just get this straight. Knish, who I'm relatively certain has said the Lions suck, is seeing the Detroit light and says the Colts? Yeah, the Lions can get a +3 versus the Colts, so snag that one. And I guess the total in the Cowboys-Eagles game, if you are so inclined to do so. But we know how me and Sam feel about the Cowboys, so there you go there. Now, guys, we're up to Week 8, halfway point of the regular season. I wanted to get an update on what you were thinking as far as the divisional and conference titles. Is there anything you see in the market that is mispriced? Any great, deals on a dark horse? Sam, I feel like you have a back pocket pick for us. Who's going to make us some money and end this season on a high note?
Well, we're going West Coast, and not only we talking about the Dodgers, but we're going to go to the LA Rams to win the NFC West, +350. Sneaky value. I thought about maybe the 49ers at +600, but I think the more appropriate value is with the Rams at +350. I don't believe in Seattle. That defense is bad. That secondary is bad. The Legion of Boom is rolling over in their grave at the way that this Seattle secondary just giving up bombs left and right. Russell Wilson can only do so much, even though I still think he'll be the MVP. So if you jumped on that before the season, you're in good shape there. But in regards to that Seattle, this isn't really about the Rams. It's more about the Seattle. I don't think Seattle can keep up with the pace that they are on right now. Russell Wilson's going to have to come back to earth just slightly, and that will open the door for a better complete team. Seattle's great on offense because of Russell, but that defense is Swiss cheese. When you're looking at the Rams with Aaron Donald on one side, and you have, the play calling ability of McVay on the other side, making sure that, Jared Goff doesn't go crazy and doesn't start throwing picks all over the place, I think the more complete team and the LA Rams can sneak up and grab this division away from a very loaded and talented NFC West. Joey, what do you got?
First off, I thought you were an East Coast guy. I feel like, are you living with Magic Johnson? I feel like that's the fourth time I've heard about LA in a four different segment. I don't know what it is. Yeah. Did you go to LA get this West Coast crap out of here? Even though, now, listen, Sam, you're close again. This is the story. This is the Duesenberry cure. He's just always, just a step away. But, you're getting warmer. The Rams are a nice team in that division, but the real bet in that division is the San Francisco 49ers, last year's NFC. Here's why. They're getting healthy, baby. And listen, it's a nice story in LA, yada, yada, yada. Bottom line, but the real football team is in Frisco. San Francisco, they started the year. They had some injuries. Garoppolo missed some time. The secondary was down to, a bunch of, guys off the street. But now they're getting healthy. They're getting some guys back. They're starting to play ball. They smacked around the Patriots over the weekend, coming off a victory before that. And now this is the buy time. This is the buy time. They were able to stabilize the ship, right? So you didn't completely fall off, into the ocean and get out of it. Now they stabilized. Now they've got some healthy. Now we're buying some Niners to win the NFC. I see some up to 15-1 out there. That's a bet. The NFC is wide open. There is no elite teams are not around the NFC, and this is an elite team when they're healthy. Obviously, the Bosa injury hurts and that, but for me, this is a team that's starting to get it, back together. Shanahan, one of the best coaches in the game. They're getting the roster back in shape. This will keep coming. They keep winning games, and this number is going to keep fading. So to me, it's got to be a buy now, especially if they get rolling and this team looks like they got it back together. So you got to buy now or the number's going to keep crashing. Niners to win the NFC.
Wow, both the boys picking the NFC picture here. I cannot say that I saw that coming, but we have Knish saying the 49ers could steal a win over the whole NFC. But Sam says, no. The Rams take the NFC West, and the 49ers don't get out of the gate. So thank you both for that, so boys. And of course, that is the kind of deep football analysis we definitely show up for. So I'm liking all these conflicting picks this week. But let's see if we can play along a little better. So guys, obviously, you are familiar with a little game that we play called The Moneyline is Right. It is a fan favorite that, well, yeah, I can't deny, Knish is really good at playing. But we will see.
I accept that I got cheated out of the victory last week. Let's not listen. I mean, I'm undefeated for Sam, but
he's very good when he has the script.
Yes, you might have won last week. I might have just not done the math right in my head. Either way, there's another chance to redeem yourself here, and I can't wait to see who wins because we are changing the game a bit. We are going to test out some new formats for the Moneyline is Right, some new questions, some new fun stuff, and we're going to start that right now. So we're going to do 3 rounds like usual, but each round we're going to mix up the rules a little bit, but I am fair and generous, of course, you know that, so we'll start you guys off with a classic round of the Moneyline is Right. I'll give you both a bet without a price. You just have to guess that price. The closest is the winner. Nice and easy. And we're going to start with an easier one to get you guys in the zone. And let's talk about some more football, in particular, college football. So we're going to look at Knish's beloved ACC and the Clemson Tigers, Dabble Sweeney's Tigers to win yet another ACC title this year. They are the heavy favorite, but what's the price? Knish, you tell us what that price is right now, young man.
You know what? Listen. I've got some UNC futures to win the ACC. I'm hoping that they can make a run to get to the top, but this Clemson team is just stacked. The conference is mostly trash. They look like they haven't skipped a beat. There's no one in there that even can touch them. I've got them heavy favorites to win this. I'm going to say Clemson minus 750 to win the ACC.
All right. We're going to lock that in for you. Sam, what do you think here?
Yes, that's a pretty good number by Joey, but I think for some reason it's going to be preposterously more than that. But because of the name of the game, give me minus 800. But something tells me it could be almost, 10-1 or something like that. So I turned to minus 1,000 there. So I'll go minus 800, but something tells me minus 1,000.
Always follow your hunch. Always follow your hunch there, gentlemen. And
Uh-oh.
as I had mentioned, they're the favorited, but by how much? Well, I can't say I recommend, taking this one if you want to make some money, because it's minus 1,000. Oof, yeah, 1,000 down to make 100 back.
The king is here. Just understand the king is here.
That's definitely not good. But hey, Sam, you won that fair and square, so would you take that? Honestly, I'm not even going to ask you to take that because it just doesn't even make
Yeah, I
sense.
mean, come on, Allie. You know me better than that.
But Clemson plus 120 to win the whole NCAA championship. I mean, do you like that
Now
line
you're
or
talking.
do you want to hold off on
Now
that?
you're talking. No, that one makes a lot more sense.
Yeah.
That one's worth more than just taking a flyer on. That one we can definitely invest some Duesenberry dollars on.
All right, perfect. Thank you so much. And now that we got a classic round out of the way, you guys know what's going on, all right? You know what's up. I see you, you see me. We're going to switch things up. So for this next round, we're going to give you the prices and the player. You guys have to give me the over-under. You still confused? All right, let's take a look at the bets. So TUA time begins for the Dolphins this week. And Tua Tagovailoa, yep, said that one right, is a slightly
Nice.
hyped prospect coming into Miami. But what is the over-under market looking like for his touchdowns? I need you guys to tell me how many touchdowns the market thinks Mr. Tua is going to get this season. And Sam, you have the first go on this round. What's your guess here?
Well, they're facing the Rams. Rams have a great secondary. Aaron Donald's going to be having pressure up in the middle. I think the book's going to take it light with that type of bet. I'll go 1.5 passing touchdowns. Over under, they probably set it at 1.5 for Tua.
Okay, so we're thinking touchdowns for the whole rest of the season. The whole to the end.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
you already locked in
My bad.
1.5. That's
Hey,
it.
hey,
1.5
hey,
is the
hey,
answer.
hey, relax,
With
relax,
live,
We just want to
relax.
go back and change
clarify.
it.
We just
We
want to
just want to
clarify.
clarify.
Thank you so much,
1.5.
Ellie. Thank you so much.
That helps you too, Joey.
We'll go.
Turn his
eight-
mic off.
eight-
It's Knish's turn.
I'll go 20 touchdowns. 20 passing touchdowns over under.
All right. So, Knish, now it is your turn to speak. Go ahead and give us your guess here.
Well, I guess, do I get 2 guesses? Do I get 6 guesses? I don't know. I don't know the rules of the game anymore.
Only if you bring the
Sam
pooch out.
just,
Only if you bring the
we
pooch
can
out.
Bring the
change
dog
it.
out, you get 2 guesses.
If you
Bring
bring
the
the
dog out.
pooch out,
As
you
I
get multiple
see-
guesses.
The dog went to sleep
you
after,
get one guess. Let's
Sam's
go. Make it quick.
breakdown on this, 1.5 touchdowns. So I'm going to say 13.5 here is over under. I think Sam's a little high there. I think 1.5's a little low. So I'll kind of split the difference and say 13.5.
Well, this young quarterback and Alabama Crimson Tide alumni was a first-round draft pick and is now going to be starting for Miami and looking to get, drumroll, just 11.5 touchdowns with half the season
no
to
faith.
go. I mean, that's what, less than 2 touchdowns a game? Do we think he's going to really
no
hit
faith.
that number? Fall short? Listen, Knish, you
If
are
you
the
average that
winner,
out, that's
so give me
1.5.
your thoughts
Listen.
here. Do you like Tua on the over or under?
I'm going to go. I like that slightly into the over. I think he's ready to go. I think this Dolphins team's a little better than expected. I think the offense is a little better than expected. So for me, he can come in and at this point, you can't go back to Ryan Fitzpatrick after you've made the move. They've already talked about, possibly, trading him in the trade, before the deadline. I think the organization has shifted and now you're going to get basically Tua for the rest of the season. So as long as he stays healthy, he should go over this number. For the games that they have remaining, this is quite a moderate number of touchdowns. So obviously, the health is a risk, but as long as he plays the remaining games, he should hit this. Either that or the Dolphins might be looking for another quarterback if he can't hit 11.5 touchdowns in the games they have remaining. So for me, the over is the only way to look there.
All right now we have a little tie here. So for this last round, guys, we're going back to the futures market, and we are going to stick with football. But a little tweak here. I'm going to give you the bet and the price, but not the team. So to win the whole thing, Super Bowl winner for the 2021 season, the price is plus 1,000. Who is the team? Knish, it is back to you. First pick. What's the team? What's the guess?
So just level with me here. How, if we neither of us guess the team, how do we then decide who the winner is? Or does Sam just get to keep guessing until he picks the winner based off last round?
The dog
Yes,
is
Sam
the
gets to keep
winner.
guessing.
If nobody wins, me and the dog win. No, it'll be a tie. We'll have to break it next week.
Oh, and then the next week, tie. Are you kidding? Well, so I'm the reigning champ, so I'll take over the
Fraudulent.
10-1. So I know we've got, obviously that eliminates, the Chiefs and the Ravens will be up there as chalk. And then I think you'll get the Buccaneers as a little lower there. So for me, this is kind of in the realm of Steelers, Packers, Saints, Seahawks, Titans, one of those. I'm going to go. I think it's got to be somebody from the NFC because you'll see Ravens, Chiefs, and Steelers all under 10. And I don't think it's the Bucs because I think they're under 10. So the next favorite for the NFC, Packers, Seahawks. Give me the Seahawks. I'll take Seattle as I think it's one of those two. So for me, I'll take the Seahawks there. I think those should be 10-1. If the Packers, I'm gonna throw something at Sam, but I'll go Seahawks 10-1.
Good thing this is all virtual, nice and safe. Thank you so much, Knish. What is your guess, Sam?
And just because of that, I'll just go ahead and take what Joey should have said, and then I'll go with Aaron Rodgers, Devontae Adams, and the Green Bay Packers.
I'm giving them
Short
the other,
sweet.
this is unreal. What kind of analysis is that?
And
Well,
to be fair, that
gentlemen.
1.5 was the average of the Tua question. That was whatever.
Okay. Now, this team only has one loss, and they've won 5 games, but that doesn't actually narrow it down too much. As you said, Knish, there are 4 teams with that score, but the one in question is, well, of course, that's the Seattle Seahawks, baby! Yes, they are the 5th favorite right now to win the whole damn thing. Now, walking into week 8, the Seahawks are 5-1, as I had mentioned. Only losing
The Pooch is the champ.
I gave them the first weapon some hope.
The Pooch is the champ. Always about the Pooch.
All right, everyone take a second. Feed his ego. Give him a round of applause.
Thank you.
He did win fair and square. He did win.
Whose
Thank
ego?
you to the gentleman in the studio. Thank you. Even David Cohn got a
Wow.
broken arm here. Still rooting for you. So there you go. Congratulations.
The Yankees,
of course.
David
So,
Cohn?
tell
What
me-
time do they play tonight? I don't remember. Yeah, are they?
Do not
See,
mess
see,
with
Allie,
me, Knish, okay?
you try to be nice to him, right, Allie?
Listen.
See?
Get back on track, gentlemen, okay? Because I want to know, you won, Knish. Yes, good for you. But do you like
Yes.
the Seahawks? Are they overvalued in 5th place? What is the deal here? Give me your quick thoughts. Go.
No, this team plays less defense than, the ladies looking for a Duesenberry in L.A. There's no, I'm not betting the Seahawks. Are you kidding me? No, there's no way. Listen, great story. Russell Wilson, they've got nice receivers. Here's the bottom line. This team is not going to be able to stop anyone in the playoffs. It's a nice start. Everybody wants to give Wilson the MVP already. For me, I'm selling. I'm selling early on the Seahawks. Not taking any 10-1. And like we said, NFC's wide open. I like the Niners better. I like the Bucs better. I might even like Sam's, LA Rams a little bit better than that. For me, Seahawks, don't touch it. Nothing for me there.
All right, Joey, Sam, thank you so much for playing, guys. And we'll see if we have some more new games for you next time, and I can finally turn into Alex Trebek. But before, of course, the guys in the studio and I go work on other game shows we have in mind, we still have games to talk about right here. Well, I mean, yeah, maybe not games, fine, but you know what I mean. We are talking about best bets, baby. Everyone's favorite segment. It is time for the best bets. And in case you forgot how it works somehow, well, you guys are going to give us your very best bet. It's that simple. Any game, any matchup, whatever you got for me, just make it the best moneymaker bet of the show. Now, Knish, since you are a winner chicken dinner, what have you been holding on to? Are you doubling down on a bet from earlier? Go ahead, take it away.
Cowboys?
I will say that if you can get that Nebraska at anything, that's the best bet. But I'm not going to double. I'm not going to sell you short here and double on the same bet. This isn't that would be a very Sam-esque move. I'm going to go with another best bet for the crew, for the show, as the Moneyline is right champion. I probably should give out, a Moneyline right better. But instead, we're going to go, what do we do every week? We go to SEC football. Now, we didn't pick the winner last week. We got some closing line. We gave out 7 and lines closed 4, but of course South Carolina, the defense, the trash. But we're not going to be deterred from going back to the SEC. I'm laying it with Georgia this weekend. There's some 14, some 14 and a half, some 15 out there. For me, Georgia is the elite team, in that side of it, and they're going against a Kentucky team that offensively is atrocious. I don't think that Kentucky will. I mean, unless they're getting 2-3 turnovers, this is a team that's not going to be able to do anything on offense against maybe the best defense in all of college football in Georgia. I think Stetson Bennett, he's got the weapons. They've got the running game to trouble a little bit, Kentucky's defense. And this is a game that once it gets outside the window, Kentucky has no passing attack to get back in. For me, this is a rout. Georgia first half. I'm going to lay some of the, the 14 and the 15 as well. I've already laid some of that. For me, Georgia first half too. When that comes out, put Georgia in any of your money line parlays. To me, this is a rout. I think the dogs take this one. Something in the lines of 31-7 along that. Give me Georgia. I'm laying it.
All right, I like it. I like it. Thank you for that, Uncle K. Now, Sam, what do you have cooking up in the Bronx? What do you think?
Well, the real best bet is Duesenberry with ladies. But in terms of actually making some monies and some team futures, we're going to go up to Beantown. I'm going to look at the New England Patriots. Over under for the total wins, 7.5. Taking that under. I got no faith in this Patriots team. It's not Cam Newton's fault. There's no skill players on this roster. Bill Belichick has been doing it with smoke and mirrors, a.k.a. Tom Brady, for the last few years. And now the chickens have come home to roost. The most opt-outs for COVID is on the Patriots. They have no chance, even though they got 2 games against the Jets coming up. And, they got 2 games against the Bills coming up, and those are usually walkovers. Not this year. So the Patriots, 7.5, take the under. That's the best bet going forward, as well as the Duesenberry.
All right, thank you, Sam. Well, there you go, folks. Best bets that Joey and Sam have tucked away for you guys. Shh. Don't tell anyone. It's secret information right here. Now go take that wonderful advice that these guys have given you and use it to make yourselves some money. So thank you, Sam. Thank you, Knish, for joining me today. And if you guys at home need any of that advice again, well, just check out this show and all the rest of our shows on our YouTube channel, Line Sniper HQ, or follow us on social at Line Sniper HQ for all of our expert info and betting content. But that is all for now, and we will be back at it next week with even more of the best in betting. So look out for, of course, the bets with the pros and all that stuff that we got going on next week. Until then, this has been In The Crosshairs, brought to you by LineSniper.com, your definitive resource for sports betting content and in-game analysis. For the team here in the studio, I'm Ali Melendez. Thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you next time.